Hi, I'm Lou Abbott. I want to tell you about a conversation I had with a 24-year-old man just a few days ago that might help you. It was about attraction marketing. And I'm going to give you two experiences about attraction marketing from my life first that shows how it works. And then tell you what my advice was to this young man named Jonathan. See, attraction marketing, I don't think it's a new concept, but I think probably it might be a new term. It certainly was to me, although I'd done it before. The first time I started work with attraction marketing was back in the late 80s. And I had been in residential real estate sales for some years, and I was making the decision to move and work as a loan agent for a mortgage brokerage firm instead. And so instead of selling residential real estate, I was going to be selling financing instead. Worked out a lot better for me as it turned out. I think I was better suited for my personality. But the point was, I was still going to be in sales. Now, how would I find people who would want loans? How would I do that? Well, of course, one of the ways you could do it is go around to the different real estate agents and ask them, hey, do you need a loan? Do you know anybody? Do any of your clients need a loan? Have you got a house closing this week? And that could do it, or you could do that on the phone. And that'd be a typical way to prospect for loans in the loan agent business or the mortgage brokerage business. But I came across this idea, and I don't really know how, and I know I didn't call it attraction marketing. But I thought, you know what? There's a new kind of loans out there, and they were called adjustable rate loans, or ARMs. And of course, now we're all familiar with them because the whole financial crisis is being fueled in good part by the adjustable rate mortgages and the way they were written, as well as the subprime mortgages. But at any rate, not very many people understood them. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get to be an expert on those, and I did my homework. I don't know if I was the best expert in the world, but I sure knew more than most people. And I started going around to the real estate offices and offering to do a short talk, educational talk on adjustable rate mortgages and how do you compare them, how do you compare them to terms, what are the pros and cons. And so I did that. And I remember going to one particular office. I talked about the adjustable rate mortgages. Afterwards, a number of people came up to me afterwards to ask questions. And then I started getting kind of the questions after the talk and after even a few days later where people would be saying, well, Lou, I've got this client or I know this person who is in this kind of circumstances. Do you think one of those adjustable rate loans would work for them? And the amazing thing was the quality of the conversation changed. All of a sudden people were coming to me because they viewed me as an expert. The very fact that I got up to teach something, and it doesn't hurt that you're teaching something without asking for anything back, all right? That put me and set my credibility as an expert, and then people treat you differently. So people were coming to me, say, listen, I've got this business or this business I need to get done. How do you think I can get that done? And I became very successful loan agent, in fact, the top producer in that office within 6 months. So I was using attraction marketing. The difference in feeling as you're doing it is that like paddling a canoe downstream is fairly easy, but paddling canoe upstream, you're still going to cover the distance, whatever distance you decide to cover. But paddling upstream is a lot more work. You're pushing against the tide. Paddling downstream, and obviously it goes much easier. So that was my first experience with attraction marketing, although today we generally associate with online. I started using that concept again a few years ago. I'd been in network marketing for years, and network marketing done with the traditional methods I think can be just fine, works for people all the time. I don't like this juxtaposition of, old ways of doing things, new ways of doing things, going after your warm market. Well, you say it that way and it doesn't sound so, going after your warm market, but I never lost a friend or family member. If you're losing friends or families because you're bugging them about network marketing, you're doing it wrong, okay? There's lots of folks you can do it that way just fine. But for me, I learned the concept of online attraction marketing, and I thought, you know what, I know something. My passion was talking about how network marketing companies need to be set up. What are the qualities they need to have in order for distributors to have the best chance at reliable long-term leveraged residual income. I know it's a mouthful, but it's the best kind of income, reliable long-term leveraged residual income. So what do the companies have to have? And I found that very few companies really provided that. And so I thought, well, I'm going to put that into a book. I wrote it. It was a short book. I called it Special Reports, evolved into a course with some audio-video content included in it. That's called MLM The Whole Truth, and we offer it at my website now. That's MLMthewholetruth.com. And, and all of a sudden I found that I was making more and more friends of people who liked the kind of content that I was producing. And soon I realized that I was never going to have a problem again prospecting. I was never going to have a problem again finding people who were in the right place and time, because they would come to me when the time and place was right for them. So that's the power of attraction marketing. Again, it's very much a downstream feeling. I don't worry anymore about prospecting. And so what if you could learn that skill? Well, that brings me back to Jonathan, 23 years old. He's looking at his future, says, what can I do to change my whole future? And I said, Jonathan, why not take a year and dedicate 4 more hours if you can per week to learning attraction marketing? And it just turns out that one of my favorite courses, universities, if you will, it's Ann Sieg and Mike Klingler have gotten together. Mike Klingler's a brilliant teacher simplifying how to do things online, click-by-click tutorials. I think they got 200 of them in their new Renegade Professional. And I said to Jonathan, why not get on that program, okay? Work at it over the next year, and I bet at the end of that year you've learned a skill that can take care of you for the rest of your life. Well, folks, if you think that sounds good to you too, okay, I suggest you do the same thing. It's the one skill, marketing, that can benefit you in any kind of business for the rest of your life. And I can tell you what, it's well worth learning. All right, thanks for stopping in today.